I'm Gao Zong, and today I'll be sharing with you how I answer tough interview questions. Specifically, I'll be answering 1. How do you manage your time when presented with multiple projects with competing deadlines? And 2. Tell me about a time when you made a mistake. How did you communicate that mistake? You may encounter tough questions like these that could leave you feeling stuck. However, there are 2 things you can do to ensure that you have a strong response. First is to highlight your transferable skills and experiences. Second is to use the PAR framework, problem, action, result, to describe a relevant scenario that shows your impact. Let me show you how to use these 2 tips to answer tough questions. How do you manage your time when presented with multiple projects with competing deadlines? As a student, I'm often working on multiple projects with competing deadlines. Last semester, I had a capstone project for a course and a marketing project for the student organization I'm a part of due at the same time. To keep on top of my tasks, I created a project plan using Google Sheets, and I used Google Calendar to help me prioritize what needed to get done on a daily and weekly basis. I also set milestones for myself so that I could spread the work across multiple weeks rather than doing them last minute. This system helped me complete both projects successfully on time with positive feedback from my professors and club leaders. What did you think of my response? Instead of directly telling the interviewer how I managed my time, I used the PAR framework to describe a scenario that showed my relevant transferable skills. My problem was that I had 2 projects due at the same time. My action was that I created a project plan in Google Sheets and used Google Calendar to stay on top of my tasks. And the result was that I completed both projects with positive feedback. Laying out my response using the PAR framework helped me demonstrate effective time management skills when I talked about setting milestones for my projects, and showed my ability to follow through on tasks when I talked about the tools I use to stay organized. Focusing on my transferable skills and the PAR framework helped me structure a great response to this question. As I answer the next question, pay attention to where I'm using these 2 tools in my response. Tell me about a time you made a mistake. How did you communicate that mistake? When I was a sales associate at the university bookstore, one of my responsibilities was to help customers put their books on hold. During our busy season, I had a customer ask me to put her books on hold. However, I lost track of her books because I wanted to quickly help the next customer. When I realized this, I immediately told my manager so that she could be in the loop about the problem, and I shared with her some potential solutions. When the customer came back for her books, I told her honestly what had happened. She was very understanding, and we were able to find her books. I realized that even though I wanted to be efficient by helping out more customers, I also needed to do my due diligence in completing the task at hand. Due to this experience, I now always ensure that I'm giving each task the time it needs to be completed thoroughly, and I'm communicating with relevant stakeholders as soon as a problem arises so that we can brainstorm solutions together. That question was tough. Were you able to catch where I used the PAR framework and highlighted my transferable skills? In this situation, the problem was that I did not put the customer's books on hold. My action was that I immediately told my manager and came up with potential solutions. I also communicated honestly with the customer. My result was that the customer got her books, and I realized that I need to do my due diligence for each task that I'm assigned. In my response, I was able to highlight my quick problem-solving skills when I talked about the potential solutions I shared with my manager, and I was able to show my ability to follow through with tasks and communicate effectively when I talked about the things that I learned. When you get tough questions like these, take a deep breath and remember to highlight your transferable skills and use the PAR framework. I recommend looking up some of these common tough questions that you may be asked, and prepare a library of situations that you can pull from to back up your skills and experiences. It's not just about how well you can answer in the interview, it's also about how well you prepare. I hope seeing me answer these tough questions will help you feel more confident in your future interviews. Good luck.